Watch me talk about music and anime while avoiding copyright like I have Ultra Instincts. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about Cowboy Bebop? For me, it's the amazing soundtrack, specifically the opening song. I mean, you know it, I know it, we all know it. An opening can set the mood for an anime, subvert the themes, or just give stuff away. In Edgerunners, I mean, it's just blatant. I'm not gonna spoil it here, but if you know, you know. But moving on. Music in anime, I want to talk about it.
Sharp like an edge of a samurai sword, the mental blade cuts through flesh and bone. Though my mind's at peace, the world is out of order, missing the inner heat. Life gets colder, oh yes.
OPs, EDs, no, not that ED. I mean, the underrated and so often skipped endings. They really deserve more love. I'll even dive into the visuals, the art style, and animation, cause like music videos, they often complement the song attached. Plus, like you wouldn't talk about the food of a restaurant without talking about the restaurant itself, I think, but I'm not a food nor restaurant reviewer. But if the food is fire, but the place is overrun with rats, I think I'd wanna know. I ain't letting Remy from Ratatouille cook my food, I'm gonna be honest with you. And lastly, I can't forget the soundtrack. They add so much to an anime, pulling you into the world, like the classic Sadness and Sorrow from Naruto. Or that one song when Naruto first figured out the Rasengan in the fight against Kabuto, declaring that he will not die until he becomes Hokage, and that straight up chills for real. In the classic Yu-Gi-Oh opening, never fails to hit you in the face with that nostalgia. Along with the 5Ds one, my personal favorite. I still know every single word. They're permanently burnt into my mind from watching reruns over and over again.
Didn't we see this just yesterday?
And of course, there's the OG Pokemon theme that literally defined a generation. I was one of the few people that never got into the games. Instead, I grew up with the anime. So many songs still stuck in my head. Music can have a massive influence on us, whether it be escalating the tension of a scene, increasing the horror factor, or even getting you riled up before an epic climax. And I want to talk about a few. Diving into the music of Samurai Champloo, the lo-fi, hip-hop, chill vibe is all throughout the anime, with songs by Nujabes inspiring so many different artists. It's an infectious chillness that matches the tone of the show, with three strangers floating through life in search of a man who smells of sunflowers.
Samurai Champloo.
Fine then, let's get started. Mugen is the name, pal. You got that?
Samurai Champloo.
Songs like Battle Cry introduced me to a whole new world of music and began my love for this type of sound, and with stylish visuals that was inspired by that classic old Japanese artwork. And honestly, I love it. But yeah, since I talked about Samurai Champloo and mentioned Cowboy Bebop, which had an amazing jazz soundtrack by the way, I wanted to talk about the lesser known, but equally as great, an anime about a dandy guy in space, Space Dandy. All three of these were made by the same creator. So, the Space Dandy soundtrack. Why is it so dang good? It literally took me to another world, a new galaxy, far away among the stars. It had that techno and funk music woven into it, and it has one of my favorite openings of all time. All that mixed together with mind-blowing animation that carries out through the series, animated by Studio Bones, who also worked on Mob Psycho 100 if you needed more reason to watch it. But yeah. These beautiful sounds really pulling you into the universe. Also, can't forget to mention the in-show singing.
Everything is everything. So long to your own
It's funny, beautiful, and will smack you in the face with existentialism when you least expect it.
Booty, 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 booty.
There are very few anime that make me believe I can fight a lion, but hearing that from Gurren Lagann's OST gives me hope that I can do the impossible. And both ending songs so dang good. I often be walking down the street just vibing to them. And when I be questioning my very place in the universe, staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., I be vibing to. And I don't know how else to explain the feeling this song gives me other than drowning in space, which is a thing that happened in the anime. And then there's the total opposite. And hold me back because I'm about to fight that lion. If this anime has taught me anything, it's to kick logic to the curb and do the impossible.
What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it.
So yeah, Soul Eater. How would I describe the music of Soul Eater? Big vibe energy with overwhelming coolness that makes you think you can sit at the cool kids table until they inevitably pick it up and move it somewhere else, leaving you alone, shattered, doubting if you'll ever succeed in life. You are but a grain of sand in an uncaring universe. Who are you? You're nothing. You are trash.
I wanna be.
I've talked about my love for the first ending in another video, but man, it's just so dang cool. Every ending has something special to offer. And while the first ending is my favorite, giving off that chill vibe, the third ending is also really good. I love the animation, and it's among one of the songs I listen to the most in general. But we can't talk about the Soul Eater endings without talking about the beginnings. With honestly amazingly done animation that drags you through the town on an impressive, continuous shot as the world warps around you, transitioning into the characters, moving along almost as if they were dancing to the song. Some actually are, and they are animated so fluidly, the camera moving to the music and to the movements of each character. Truly amazing music that I replay all the time. Along with its equally as good second opening. But we can't spend all our time on Soul Eater though. Even though I'd love to talk about Soul Eater Repeat, which is pretty much Soul Eater with new endings and openings. Redline, an anime about an insane roller coaster of a death race. You'd expect music to match such an idea, and it does, going above and beyond to drag you into the race, making you feel as though you were behind the driver's wheel. Blood pumping music. But out of nowhere, hits you with that switch up. Then it makes you feel as though you are gliding along the ground, like the world has faded away, and all that matters is this moment. Okay, so here's the point where I just kept thinking of songs I wanted to talk about, but I realized if I allowed myself that freedom, we would be here for hours. So I had to physically stop myself. Dead Man Wonderland's opening, One Reason, that was actually a totally different song. The original song titled Black Hearts and Dollar Signs. They changed the words to match the theme of the anime. I just find it interesting that the words were changed for the anime itself, keeping the tone, the feel, the vibe of the original. Keeping what made it so special, while also adding to the world of the anime. Pretty cool. Speedrunning, really good music. The Pillows happen to be the band that made the songs for FLCL, or Fooly Cooly, a show about growing up that has some of the best music out there. The music hitting me personally, with so much nostalgia of staying up late watching Toonami. So good.
Anyway, life was pretty slow.
Panty and Stocking, that's simply top tier, and I hope this music will continue on into the next season, when that eventually comes out. Literally, every song is a straight up banger. The Demon Sisters theme, a personal favorite. The opening for High School of the Dead. Need I say more? Black Lagoon's opening. Gives me the sense of freedom while also making me want to do a crime. Mob Psycho with that amazing kazoo music and having one of the first songs that has made counting 1, 2, 3, 4 the most hype thing ever. And how could I talk about Mob Psycho's opening without talking about One Punch Man? The original manga by the same creator. So many great songs in the soundtrack, and the first opening that brought you into this chaotic world. And I can breathe now. And that... Now, to slow down again, with the Attack on Titan OST, I've never seen a soundtrack with so many layers. If you have never listened to the full versions of each one of these songs, and are a fan of uniquely put together music, go check it out. Along with the full version of The Rumbling. It has one of the craziest switch-ups I've heard in a long time, bringing on sort of a reggae vibe. And a lot of the songs within the OST are all about switching up the styles. So yeah, great stuff. Finally, I want to talk about Chainsaw Man, especially because it did something we don't normally get to see in anime or media in general, and that's having a brand new ending for each episode. The animation / art, so dang good. Also having one of my favorite bands, Maximum the Hormone, a part of it. And if you're wondering what other things they have done in the anime industry, well, they made that one Frieza song that was played in the Resurrection F Dragon Ball Z movie, and they did one of the Death Note opening songs, mixing in different styles of music in their songs that while listening, you won't know what to expect next. But to talk more about the animation, with all the new endings in each episode, it allows for a lot of experimentation, and honestly, weirdly enough, it's one of the things I looked forward to while watching the anime, and some of the best animated stuff from the show, in my opinion. And for real, I'm just blown away by the amount of talent put on display. All the endings are deserving of their own video, because I could really talk about these for hours, days. So I'll pick one to focus on. And would you guess it? And it's the one that has the Maximum the Hormone song, drawing you in with a slow build-up, then hitting you. The fast, frantic, and out-of-control animation, simulating the speed and pure energy of the music, punching you left and right with so many unique sounds, only to break, stopping without warning, turning into something else entirely. Makima appearing in the sky, signaling the song to change into a more upbeat pop-like sound. But again, OPs are also things. And Chainsaw Man with kickback. It was so good, it made me wanna get kicked in the back by Makima.
I love the kind of woman that will actually just kill me.
In conclusion, music and anime is pretty dang cool. But until next time, dear viewer, peace out.
I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go